Yo, yo. All right, let's go through these updates. Let's see where we at. Any new opportunities that I'm looking at, I will be sharing those with y'all as well. Hope y'all had a pretty solid week so far. It's been pretty much a kind of, I would say, standstill so far. I mean, market hasn't really done too much. We got a little bit of partials on AUDUSD, but still no true action like we've been waiting on. But I'm going to break everything down for y'all real quick so y'all can see where the market is and what I'm looking at next. So, starting off with the DXY. Last few weeks, y'all know we've been looking at either this area as our reversal area or this area, right? So one of these two areas. So far we have reacted off of this area, the first area, and I mean it's moved a decent amount away, right? So at this point we've gotten away from that area. Now, to confirm that this is going to be the full low and that we're not going to be going down here, technically speaking, we do need price action to break above the high. Now, for those of y'all that are students, y'all know that we just completed the double C. So that structure within itself is kind of done. So we can't necessarily, continue to calculate on that double C structure. Now, once we break above this high, then that will completely, solid, basically lock this low in. So at that point, we would just be looking at a full shift retracement for mitigation and then a continuation. So as of right now, we could still drop down. It is still on the table. I don't like the 5-wave structure towards the upside. That is a thing. So you have 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. So it's an Elliott Wave structure towards the upside. So that I'm not necessarily a fan of. So we kind of just have to see a little bit, y'all. We're in a key area. So if it does not break above this high, then we're going to go back for this low. And then we'll be looking for the upside move. If it does take the high, then that'll give us our confirmation on the shift. And from there, we can kind of just look at continuation trades. I wouldn't even look at anything for a deep mitigation. I would look at something short. So if anything, a very short mitigation, then a continuation towards the upside. I think the next 24 hours should give us a little bit more of an insight of what we're about to do, at least from this area, right? So if we're going to at least reject down, or we're going to continue up, I do think that we will know that most likely within the next 24 hours. So at that point, at least we'll get a little bit more clarity on the next movement of the DXY. So for example, if it does want to break down and go further towards the downside, we'll most likely take those trades. So we'll be looking at the structure shift and then we'll take the internal move towards the downside and then buy it up. If it breaks towards the upside, then we'll have to kind of look to see where we can get in to kind of fit in on most of those trades to kind of ride the remaining of the move towards the upside, if that makes sense. Cool. All right. So that's the DXY. EURUSD. So we've been looking at EURUSD sales for a while. As of right now, we're in a full-on bear structure. As y'all can see, impulse correction, impulse correction, impulse correction is what we're basically in right now. So we're in that corrective phase. Now, we did not tap fully into the deeper mitigation range. But overall, we did do some liquidity grabs and we did do some mitigating. So I'm okay with it. We also are in premium. So as long as we do tap in premium, to me personally, I'm okay with the move actually happening. So we did tap into premium. So to me, the move can happen. For this week, towards the beginning of the week, I let y'all know that we were either going to be looking at a small retracement and continuation down, or we were going to be going for option 2, which would be a deeper retracement into this range and then a continuation down. So we ended up going for option 1, which was that small retracement and continuation down. So hopefully y'all were able to capitalize on that. If not, it's all good. At least y'all not losing any money with us, right? Cool. So, so we took a short-term sell on this. We got in around here and we took some partials around here. And then we just got closed back at entry. So that was one of the trades that I did push out to the team this week. So we were only able to grab some partials off of this one. So towards the beginning of the week, I let y'all know that we're either going to make a small retracement continuation down or we're going to tap into this range and then drop down. So it looks like as of right now, we're most likely going for that range. So I'm going to personally just kind of chill on this one until we probably get there. And then I'll be looking to sell this basically down. Give me 1 second, guys. Okay. So AU, I am going to be looking at taking another trade on this one. The reason being is because of we're now getting closer and closer towards a really good entry, right? So if this is going to drop, it's going to give a very good entry if I enter in this range. So I'm going to be looking at a sell opportunity on this, and invalidation for me is going to be this high. So I'm going to be looking at a sell on this. If it is going to drop, it should respect that range. Let me make sure that this is solid enough. Yeah, that's solid. So I would be looking at something like that, and I would be looking at a drop into this range. So this is what I am going to be focusing on AUDUSD for the remainder of this week. So that's AU. I'm also going to be looking at a sell trade on GU. Now, this does not need to come all the way back up here. It can just make a small correction and then fall towards the downside. I would prefer for it to tap into this range and then drop. We also are potentially making a head and shoulders as well. So something like that to form that right shoulder to trigger us into this market. So that is GBPUSD. I'll be trying to look to grab an opportunity off of that for the remaining of the week as well. So EURUSD, this was another one that I had showed you guys on Saturday. What was that? Saturday I dropped on YouTube. So we were looking at price action to basically wait and for it to get in this range and then a shift towards the downside. So we're still waiting. I'll keep y'all updated on this. As of right now, no trade. I did not buy this up. That's not really my concern. I'm more focused on just trying to get a opportunity to sell it down. So 1 second. Okay. So that is EURUSD and USD CHF. So this week, there was two options on this one. One being that we just make a small correction and then head towards the upside. So small correction, head up. And then the secondary option was take the low in this sweep. And y'all, of course, y'all can go back, look at the previous YouTube, and then see me explain all of this stuff. So what we were looking for is once it tapped into this range up here, if it does not break this high and extend, it needs to impulsively extend, or it would reject, and we might see some type of bearish structure start to form in this range. So from a rising wedge perspective, so we don't want that. So it has to impulse and, literally bust out and go crazy towards the upside if it is going to hold that bullish bias and break this potential structural pattern. And so if it does do that, then you would get I would say a higher time frame. You look at this as a double bottom. So I'll try to place this on here so y'all kind of see what I see. So you'll be looking at this as a big W for a continuation towards the upside. Make sense? Cool. So again, rest of the week, I am looking at, I like EU, of course. Again, if EU, you would have to get in up here, or you would have to take in the trade last week and just swung it down. So I've been giving y'all this same damn trade each week, giving y'all, the entry, right? Whether it comes back, we've just been basically hunting for the entry, waiting for the market to give us the right entry. And each opportunity that we've seen for a potential entry, if we've grabbed it, right? And so we've been able to either make a little bit of profit or, close back at entry. So either way, so we've tried to look for it here. This was last week. This week, the small correction continuation down or here. So each week we're trying to look for these entries in hopes that, we'll finally catch the right one for it to head, for the continuation of the direction that we've been expecting. But we've been stuck in these consolidated periods, for the last few weeks. So literally we've been consolidating since June 24th. So literally a month we've been going sideways. So we've been having to kind of test the waters to see which entry is going to be the entry for the final move. So that's just basically what we've been going through. And again, AUDUSD, I'm looking for this to go towards the downside this week. We got a 2-to-1 opportunity on this one. GU, you got almost a 3-to-1 opportunity on this one. So that is going to be for the remaining of the week. Basically, AU and GU is going to have most of my focus. Outside of that, that's all I got for y'all, man. Y'all have a great rest of y'all's week. I will keep y'all updated in the chat room. It is completely free. The link is down below in the description. So make sure y'all are in there so y'all miss out on any updates. Also, drop a comment down below to enter the free mentoring package giveaway. We'll be doing the next drawing from the people who are dropping comments in 3 more weeks. Also, the Signals group did just launch this week. So it's been literally almost 3 years since I've done this for y'all. So I am now dropping and giving y'all all of my personal trades that I take on my account. So y'all are able to follow that with me. Since it has dropped, we have not taken any losses. So that is always a blessing as long as we are not taking losses and we have been grabbing profits here and there. So that's always good. So I'm finally giving y'all everything y'all need to succeed in these markets. Y'all literally have education, which y'all can get from our website, which the link is down below. I'm now giving y'all all of my personal trades, which y'all have seen me barely lose throughout this entire year. We've only had 2 losing weeks this year. Outside of that, we've been literally busting the market's ass for some type of money each week. So I'm now giving y'all that in entry, stop loss, and TP form. So y'all have everything, y'all. There's nothing more you can need. So hope y'all are taking advantage of that. If not, don't sleep. The link to all of that is down below in the description. The broker that I use to trade with is down below in the description. They also now allow gold to be traded 24/7. So literally you can trade gold on the weekends as well. So you can have fun as much as you want, y'all. Outside of that, I will catch y'all later. Y'all have a great rest of y'all's week. Peace.